Basics of gentle parenting. Each one of us, we have a natural go-to parenting style. Do you know what determines your natural parenting style? The number one factor is your life experiences. We are all products of our own life experiences. We've learned some life lessons of how to deal with certain type of people and situations, and we've adopted coping mechanisms to manage our emotions that surface in those situations. When your 4-year-old yells at you, I hate you, your brain goes back to the time you heard those words from your best friend or boyfriend or girlfriend. Your toddler's innocent, I hate you, which she does not even mean, will bring back those same emotions you felt at that time of your life when your best friend said it. The immediate reaction your brain fetches will be what you did at that moment. Did you yell back, I hate you too? Or did you withdraw emotionally into a shell? Then that's how you'll react to your toddler as well. Your brain will always first try to fetch reactions from its database of experiences, irrespective of whether those reactions were right, wrong, good, or bad. What else do you think contributed to a large part of your life experiences? It is how you were raised. What your parents did is naturally what you will do subconsciously because that's what you tend to carry forward. Let me explain that. Most of us feel we never had any experience with parenting, and that's why we find ourselves to be so confused or underconfident raising our kids. The truth, however, is that all of us did a 20-year-long parenting internship with our own parents. The way we were raised is ingrained in our minds, and our brain will always fetch those parenting methods first as the go to option. When we are faced with simple daily problems like my toddler is refusing to brush, what should I do? Shove the brush into his mouth even as he wails or cries? Or turn it into a game so that he can willingly decide to brush? This decision is made in a split second by your brain based on the database of parenting practices that are subconsciously stored in your brain. It takes conscious and mindful effort to override those natural reactions. Let me repeat that. It takes conscious and mindful effort, real crazy effort, to override these natural subconscious reactions and to do something different. The second factor that determines your parenting style are the reactions from your primitive lower brain. Remember, you learned about your toddler's lower brain and higher brain? Your brain is very much like your toddler, except that you have a much advanced higher brain. However, when you find yourself in front of a toddler who refuses to turn off the iPad even after giving her the 45th warning, your lower brain detects a threat. And when posed with a threat, the alarm systems in your body are activated for a fight, flight, or freeze response, which means you might just want to get away from the situation, that's flight, or you'll feel a sudden rage and you'll want to shout or hit, that's fight, or you'll go numb, not able to react, that's freeze. What we choose to do in that split second is completely out of our rational mind because our higher brain is not engaged at all at the moment. And in such a situation, our toddler becomes the enemy whom we need to fight or flee from. Despite having a much advanced higher brain, we end up acting just as immaturely as a 3-year-old would. And the more you allow your lower brain to react in your daily situations, the more it takes dominance as your natural go to parenting style. As you'd guess, the reverse is also true. If you consciously engage your higher brain capacities to respond in your daily situations, then those meaningful responses become your parenting style. I'll give you a moment to let that sink in. Once again, this is not to bring guilt upon you, but to bring awareness to you. Being awareness, being aware is the first step to change. So based on these two factors, your own upbringing and the extent of your primitive lower brain reactions, your current parenting style could fall into one of these three styles: permissive, authoritarian, or gentle parenting. You could also fall somewhere in between on this line, especially if you've been learning and trying to adopt gentle parenting practices. On your screen, you will see briefly what permissive and authoritarian parenting looks like. You could pause for a moment and read that, or if you would like to learn more about your current discipline style, you can take the quick assessment you'll find in the What's Your Parenting Style Quick Guide, which is attached at the end of this module. Based on your parenting style, your parenting toolkit might include one or more of these tools, which you might be able to relate to: yelling, scolding, hitting, punishing, intimidating, dismiss and deny feelings like, how can you get so angry? There's nothing to cry about. Command and demand. I want you to clean the room right now. Advice, threat, or warning. If you do this one more time, you'll have it from me. Lecture or nagging. How many times have I told you na 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 na? Criticize or pity, sarcasm or name calling. You're so lazy, you'll never improve. Asking questions repeatedly. Why are you crying? Rationalizing. What's the rule? I had told you. The fact that you're taking this course tells me you wish to move away from your current parenting style or methods which you feel aren't working for you and your child. Or maybe yelling, threatening, bribing, hitting is working and getting quick instant obedience, but the next moment you and your toddler are back to square one with defiance, refusing to listen, stubbornness, and tantrums. Because you're here with me, I understand you wish to adopt discipline methods that are effective in getting your child to cooperate in the moment and at the same time does not compromise on the bond and connection you share with your child. Am I right or am I right? And that's why the solution I have for you is gentle and respectful parenting with an integrated brain approach. Maybe you've heard of gentle parenting. Maybe you've even tried being nice and gentle with your toddler. Or maybe this is a completely new concept for you. In any case, I want to assure you that gentle parenting with an integrated brain approach is not rocket science. It just means that you play these three roles for your child in the best way you can. Like we had briefly discussed earlier, the role of a gardener, the role of Captain Cool, and the role of a calm, confident coach. Let me explain. Before that, here's a side note. I'm giving you these hats and analogies to help you remember what you're learning. The methods I'm using to teach you are also based in solid psychology. By the end of this week, 90% of what you've heard me speak will evaporate, but the imagery I'm creating with these analogies will stick for longer. And the best way to ensure that you retain most of what you're learning is to practice it. Take every opportunity you find to put into practice one of the many ideas and aha moments that you're learning from this course, right? So trust the process and stick along with me because in the next few minutes, all that you've learned so far about your toddler's brain, behavior, emotions, and needs will come together and you'll be ready to learn the strategies and action plans I have for you from the next module. I'll share exactly what to do and what to say in every possible toddler situation. Okay, so let's come back to your hats. Gentle parenting is being a gardener. A gardener believes in the goodness of every seed equally. Similarly, we believe in our child's inherent goodness. There's no reason to believe otherwise. Our child does not have bad intentions ever. Please remember that. A gardener makes sure she provides the right inputs and environment the plant needs to grow well. Similarly, we focus on meeting our child's physical and emotional needs so that they can behave well. If and when their behavior is not desirable, we figure out what could be missing. We figure out our child's needs in order to behave better and we provide that. Remember Ben? Behavior, emotion, needs? A gardener is aware about a plant's stage of development and would never expect it to flower or bear fruits out of its natural time. Similarly, we remain aware about our child's age and stage of development and their natural temperament. We don't expect anything from them that's beyond their natural capacity at that stage. We adjust our parenting methods to suit our child's nature. That way we can support her in the best way. Gentle parenting is being Captain Cool. You are the captain of your child's ship, meaning you are your child's spare higher brain, especially when he's caught in a storm of emotions. A confident captain is not afraid or blown away by sudden storms. In fact, they expect storms and are prepared for it. In the same way, we need to teach ourselves to expect tantrums and big emotional breakouts. They are necessary and a healthy part of your child's development. We need to teach ourselves to get comfortable with big emotions. It's not easy, I know. Growing up, most of us learned that it's bad to be angry, it's not good to be sad. So we have our own ideas about good and bad or positive and negative feelings. And that's something we need to unlearn. Emotions are natural states. All emotions are okay. You accept and embrace them first in yourself and your child. Then you can focus on what to do and what not to do when you or your child feel those emotions. A captain can never stop a storm, but he can sometimes predict it and choose a route that helps him avert the storm, right? Similarly, by tuning into your child and his triggers, you can learn to preempt tantrums and choose your actions and words in a way that could possibly prevent a tantrum. There's more on this in the Preventing Tantrums module. Despite all efforts, if a captain finds himself in the middle of a storm, he just has to use all his skill and steer through to safety. That's what you need to do too, as a gentle parent in the middle of a tantrum. When your child is caught in an emotional storm, you will put your Captain Cool hat on and you will share your calm in their chaos. You will need to provide them a safe space to express their emotions, and when they're ready, guide them with healthy, appropriate coping mechanisms through co regulation and by modeling it to them. You'll learn exactly how to do it in the Managing Tantrums module. Finally, gentle parenting is about being the calm, confident coach your child needs you to be. Your child is a little human on a planet that's new to him, with a brain that's under construction. What do you think this little human would really appreciate? I'm sure they'd appreciate someone experienced, someone with a more developed brain, hand holding them through the do's and don'ts of this planet. They'd appreciate someone who can keep them safe, and if they did that with care, unconditional love, and empathy, what more could they ask for? You need to be that experienced, confident coach for your little player. Know that no matter what, you and your child are on the same team. You and your child actually have the same agenda: to love and to be loved, to be safe and to protect. It's just that when it boils down to the nitty gritty daily situations and struggles, we lose sight of this true purpose. And in the heat of the moment, when your toddler throws the remote at your face, he suddenly becomes the opponent from the other team who needs to be defeated. As a calm, confident coach, you will set healthy boundaries and allow your child to safely explore within those boundaries. You will teach your child the right moves, meaning you'll teach them what's acceptable behavior and what's not. Like it's okay to be angry, but it's not okay to throw the remote. And you will guide them with what they could do instead. You could throw this ball instead. The coach does not just tell, he shows. He models the right moves, and here, you as the calm, confident coach will need to live what you teach. You can't tell your child to talk politely if you are always barking orders at him, commanding and demanding, do this, don't do that all the time. With what you do and what you say, your toddler is learning the most from you. Modeling what's right and good can be one of the simplest, yes, yet most difficult part about being a parent. I experience this struggle every day. I understand. Finally, like a coach prepares his players so that they can think and make the right moves themselves when they're on their own on the field, similarly, we teach our children with the objective to develop self-discipline and a healthy value system that will help them do the right things for the right reason when they're on their own, away from us in the school or the playground, or as adults in their relationships and workplace. And that's possible with the integrated brain approach that I advocate in this course. It's important to remind ourselves that we are raising a brain in a body, and the consistent experiences that your child has with you is shaping your child's brain in positive or negative ways. You can achieve all round holistic development of your child's brain, especially the higher brain, which is under construction and will be till your child is 20 to 25 years old, through simple daily parent child interactions. You can gift your child with self awareness, self control, self discipline, decision making, empathy, and morality by being mindful of your daily interactions with them. And I'll show you how throughout this course. As a busy, tired, and exhausted parent, what's your parenting goal in the moment? It's to get your child to obey. I'd rephrase that. Your everyday goal is to get your child to cooperate with you, right? Without the tantrums, without past struggles, I get that. Now think about what's your long term goal as a parent? To help your child become independent, emotionally intelligent, capable of making her own wise decisions, right? And wouldn't you want to cherish a close bond with your child as she grows and even after she's grown into a complete, capable adult? Well, gentle parenting with an integrated brain approach helps you achieve all these goals, which get compromised with the authoritarian or permissive, fear based parenting methods. Throughout all the modules that follow, I will show you exactly what to do and what to say in all the daily situations you face with your toddler so you can feel confident as a parent and bring the love and joy back into your family. The biggest bonus of learning and following gentle parenting with an integrated brain approach is the bond and connection you will feel with your child and the love they will experience from you. Because in every parenting move we make, we will be communicating. I am with you. I've got your back. Even when you're at your worst, I don't like the way you're behaving, but I still love you and I'm here for you. I understand you're having a hard time and I'm here. Well, no parent can communicate this message all the time in every scenario, but we can send it consistently and repeatedly so that there's never any question in our child's mind about how much we love and care for them. This kind of predictable, sensitive, and loving discipline allows kids to feel safe and bloom into confident, independent individuals who are ready to conquer the world. In essence, gentle parenting is about thinking, how would I want to be treated? How would I feel if someone said that or did that to me? And then making sure your actions are in line with your intentions. When you think this way, you will experience you're naturally more mindful of your actions, your words, your tone towards your little one, whom you so deeply love and care for. In the simplest terms, gentle parenting is about being the parent you wish you had. As you learn more and take steps towards being more gentle and a confident parent, I want you to first accept yourself for who you are with all the imperfections and acknowledge yourself. Pat yourself on the back for doing the best you could so far with what you know. The journey ahead will be tough because you will be breaking parts of yourself and reinventing yourself. You will keep making mistakes every day, but don't let those mistakes demotivate you. Learn from them and keep moving forward. Remember to celebrate every small win every day. Write down your wins if you have to, and let that motivate you. Remind yourself about the love you first felt when you set your eyes upon your little child. Close your eyes and visualize that every morning. Rekindle that love and let that love energize you to meet what's in store for you that day. I'm sure that the tools I'll share with you in this course will help you feel more confident in raising your toddler and in bringing back peace and joy in your family. Not just that, the parenting principles you've learned so far and will learn throughout this course will not only help you sail through the first 5 years of your parenting journey, but these principles, which are based in psychology and neuroscience, will guide you every step of the way, even as your child gets older and poses new challenges for you. The question is, are you ready to chip off parts of yourself and adopt new ways that will bring you closer to your child? That will help your child experience the best of you and your love. Are you ready? Then join me in the next module where we'll take the bull by its horns. We'll learn how to tackle the scariest part about raising toddlers, their tantrums. See you there.